We'll have you some other time.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful, Sourjyendu. Welcome to you at IIM Mumbai. Give a big hand, my dears.
Yeah, thanks, thanks.
So update from my side, Sourju. And I'm wearing your T-shirt.
Thank you for that, and it's my pleasure.
Sports for Life, and it's such a wonderful kind of thing. And they know the T-shirts every time they see me in that. And we just had the Harvard case. We went through the last 1.5 hours. They were discussing about the number of questions which they're trying to entertain about it. And probably they will also ask few questions for you. That's what.
Yes.
And some of them are curious about interacting with you. They have already posted some questions to you. That's also there. So I have also shared that list with you. And I'm sure you would have had a glance at. Maybe a few more can be there. The format can be that open house for you for maybe around 15-20 minutes or whatever the time which you would like to. And followed by question answers, you can have it. And we wish to have your ideas on, of course, deal share and the next baby of you. I think you are second time father becoming founder for our father for Sports for Life. We would like to listen more about Sports for Life also. And I'll hand over the mic to you. Thank you very much. Should I sing the song and this thing and the Becho Becho?
Yeah,
Should I?
Sure.
Becho 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 Becho. बोलिए आप बोलिए जोर से बोलिए जोर से बोलिए बेचो 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 बेचो. Yeah, I think he's just smiling at because he did it. That time he was just a kid and now is a big man. Welcome you and please, the house is open for you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It's always a pleasure to basically interact with the fresh batches. And I have been doing that, I think, every year, and every year has been a very good experience to hear from fresh minds. So over to you guys.
I think you take maybe around 10 minutes, you speak and followed by probably questions probably would like to.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts about deal share and also the Sports for Life and probably would like to.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, just a bit of introduction about me. So I'm not like a lot of typical founders that you hear about who basically pass out from like management institutes or engineering institutes and start up very young. So my journey has been a little different from a stereotype founder that you would look at. So I had basically, after my management from IIM Mumbai, NITI those days, I had 13 years of corporate career, and that too in large organizations, both Indian and MNCs, and a very flourishing corporate career. So I was actually amongst the fastest growing people in those organizations. So I started with Britannia, then was with Citibank for 3 years actually, and then I was part of the country leadership team of Metro Cash and Carry India. I headed 3 functions for them. And then my last corporate stint was with Raymond's FMCG, which is Raymond Consumer Care. Now Godrej has basically bought that company last year, I think, at a valuation of around 3,000 crore. And I was again part of the country leadership team heading sales function. So on one side, obviously, this whole corporate journey was there where I was doing well, and I was obviously, poised to become a CEO of a good company there. But on my mind, there was always this question whether I'm basically adding right value to myself and also doing justice to what I really want to do from my heart. And that is when I jumped into entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is a very different journey from a corporate career. Not that one journey is better than the other, but it is just a calling of your mind with what basically gives you more pleasure. And internally, I was always basically inclined more to create new things, to create journeys which others have not taken, and hence in the process, obviously create value for the organization, for yourself, for all the employees. But the more important calling in the mind was to create something of your own, which others have not created till then. And I think that is what inspired me. I mean, that inner voice is what basically inspired me to leave a very, very flourishing corporate career to start the startup journey or entrepreneurship journey, and that is where DealShare came into play, right? So I started DealShare in 2018, and that was a natural extension of my long experience in basically retail and FMCG. Most of my career, I have been serving organizations in retail and FMCG sector. So that was my first startup. But now, after 6 years, I mean, 2018 we started, and 2024 is when I started Sports for Life. And when I started Sports for Life, actually, that is completely away from what my experiences are, and also I have not been a very good sports person, to be honest. So it's not that I was very passionate about becoming a performance sports person or even a good sports person at my class level also. But after 6 years of entrepreneurship journey, what occurred to me is that entrepreneurship itself is an art or a skill that you develop, and it does not need to be basically linked to what your experiences are. And that is why if you look at some of the freshers who create real valuable startups, they really don't have any experience. So when I was starting DealShare, I thought that starting something which is linked to my experiences would help me. But after 6 years in this, I realized that it is like people who can become good entrepreneurs do not really need to have that experience in their earlier career. So that is where SfL came into play. Again, a very disruptive journey we are trying to create in a sector which is sizable today, but very unorganized. And we are like pioneers in organizing this whole sector of youth sports learning and also bringing technology adoption in this. So there is I mean, I have not heard of any company which is organizing at the level that we are trying to do and deploying technology at all parts of a kid's learning, sports learning during his age of 5 to 18. So that's what we are organizing. And very good journey. So 2 years I've been running this now, a little less than 2 years, but very enjoyable because again, something that I'm doing in a space where it's not a natural comfort for me, and yet basically pioneering this whole space. So that's what I would like to say. And I think with that, I can have your questions as well. So to give more context of both organizations. Yeah.
Yeah. Those people who have already questions, we have put it up. You can stand and ask the question if you would like to be. That's better, I think, so that we can take it forward. Or else, you would like to give additional and different questions, you are welcome. Please.
Okay.
Yes. Any questions?
Khade ho jao beta.
Hello, sir. My name is Karan Anvekar.
Hi, Karan.
And we recently came across a case study describing DealShare's journey from Harvard Business Review. So based on the information provided in the case, we observed that many of your target customers value price over immediate delivery. But with Blinkit, Zepto and Swiggy Instamart promising delivery within 10 minutes, offering almost the same price to some extent, and also planning to penetrate into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And with the lowering attention span of Gen Z, so when the next generation comes up, the concentration on price is lowering and time is increasing. They basically value time over money. So I think that this segment could be shrinking. So how does DealShare plan to navigate through this kind of an ecosystem?
Yeah, I think, and obviously this is a large question that we are also addressing at the company level, because with changing times, the needs and preferences of consumers also keep changing. And while when we started DealShare, social commerce was the era at that time, because what social commerce did was basically reduce the cost of marketing to bring a consumer, to acquire a consumer. But on top of that, what we also added as one of the USP of DealShare was to bring local manufacturing and let's say private level manufacturing closer to these consumers who are value conscious. As a result of which the whole expense on which top companies or top brands do on branding and basically reaching out to consumers, that also reduced. So there were two leverages. One is the cost of acquiring customers because of social marketing, and second was on basically the manufacturing side where because these people are more less brand conscious and more price conscious, we were basically giving the same quality product, or we are giving the same quality product at much lower prices than the top brand, because that is not, getting manufactured maybe by the same contract manufacturer or some local manufacturer who can deliver the same quality. Now, with changing times, with 10-minute delivery becoming a norm, I think the way to look at this is there are two parts of the problem. Convenience is actually taking over, obviously, and convenience needs to be given by everybody who is in the retail sector. So that cannot be diluted. So I think 10-minute might not be exactly the requirement, but like quickly, if I need something, I should get it quickly. That is the kind of consumer requirement. And every company, including DealShare, basically has to move, and DealShare has already started moving in that direction. It's already doing deliveries in 2 hours and shrinking that timeline faster. However, the other part of the differentiation, which is shrinking the whole layer of transactions between manufacturer to the end consumer, is a differentiator that DealShare and similar models have created. So I think the answer to this is basically adding both. So you have to have a bare minimum level of convenience that Gen Z or the next generations are asking for, and even families at I mean my generation have got used to it, because that's like given a norm. So that plus basically the whole manufacturing side leverage, which is coming closer to the manufacturer and delivered to the consumers, is the real solution here.
Introduce yourself. Just stand up.
Hello, sir. My name is Mananbid. So my question to you is, how do you balance rapid growth?
Balance rapid growth and what? I did not have get the second part.
So my question to you is, how do you balance rapid growth with maintaining strong unit economics?
Yeah, so I think
One sec, Sourjyendu. Yeah, which college you are from? What is your experience? Where you are coming from?
Indian Institute of Management, Mumbai.
No, इधर तो है भाई, but पुराना इससे पहले कहाँ था, कहाँ पढ़ाई किया है भाई? वो बोलो ना, आप क्या किया है? हमने पुराना बोलो. हाँ, कहाँ से? इंजीनियरिंग कहाँ किया था?
Engineering नहीं किया, sir. BBA.
बोलो ना, he will be happy actually. I mean, you will see them very happy to see that. Give a big hand to this BBA at IIM Mumbai.
Yeah, I see.
Sourjyendu, no more engineer serenity at IIM Mumbai. Now the place and space for artists, BBAs, and we'll be making more enterprises in a new and different way. So he's feeling little, fresh. I mean, this thing for inconvenient to say from which BBA college he did it. Like now he has to tell it. Yeah.
SK Somaiya College in Mumbai.
Good. BBA क्या किया था?
In marketing.
BBA marketing, you did it like that.
Any work experience?
No, sir, I'm a fresher.
Good. Thank you very much. Yeah, now to you, Sourjyendu.
Yeah, so I think this is a constant question that every founder and every new organization which is supposed, because see, the way the whole startup ecosystem works, and I'm sure some of you will basically want to, and I'll be happy that more and more people would want to create enterprises after graduating, because in our times it was not the norm. But now with a lot of Indian and foreign capital also getting attracted to the Indian startup ecosystem, and the government basically supporting the whole cause, I think more and more sharp and young minds would get into entrepreneurship, which actually adds value to the country's overall value creation. So the country itself grows because if more and more entrepreneurial minds are creating new entities, it's good. So given that I see a number of you getting into that journey, you will realize that one of the integral part of a startup, of creating a startup, is that obviously you create a differentiator, and there is this whole opportunity, large opportunity that you see. but the speed to market and growing your revenue is also an important part, because the moment you launch a differentiator, 90% of the times it can be copied by somebody who likes your differentiator. 10% will be very, very disruptive, which is very hard to copy. So that is the sole reason why you have to capture market. So it's not actually, while it is being talked about as growing revenue, but the real essence of it is that you grab market. So you launch a new product or a new concept and which is not existent, and then you run fast to grab a larger share of market before a competitor or a new person or a new entity starts copying you. So that's the real concept of a startup, while we hear about growing revenue. Now, this balance you always have to maintain, that you have to capture market and yet basically strive to better your unit economics. Having said that, in the initial journey, let's say your first 4-5 years, you definitely are not if you're in that journey of hyperbolic growth of your and you have a lot of basically support from the investor community and others who like the whole concept and who believe in your concept being really large. So you will obviously have some bit of bandwidth to do loss funding or basically have some laxity on the unit economics to grow the market share or to grab market. So, but then that has to be balanced, that your market share growing or you're grabbing more market along with your unit economics becoming better with every year. That balance the founder has to maintain, and that trajectory needs to be seen clearly. Not that nobody expects it to become totally profitable in the first year, second year, or third year, but obviously the path to profitability has to be visible there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Next.
And who is the next gentleman? Can you get up?
Stand
Yeah,
and
just
laugh.
get up. Just get up. I'll just take a second and then give you my dear. Okay? So I will give the slogan. You should all say before Sourjyendu. Huh? Promise? Okay. Hami hai Malik. अरे बोलो यार, जोर से बोलो यार, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप तो?
मालिक नहीं बनना है क्या? बोलो ना.
I'll repeat again for you, and you have to say in a loud voice so that my friend will be happy for it like that. Hami hai Malik. Look at the way how the gentleman is there like that. Yeah. I'm giving the mic to you, dear. You ask the next question.
Yeah, hello sir, I'm Pradeep. My question is similar to
Introduce yourself, please, your college.
I'm from Hyderabad. I studied in Vasavi College of Engineering. It's a Tier 2 college. When you come up with this idea that you have to do this in a Tier 2, Tier 3 city where the population density is very low and the number of orders will be less in per day. So when you come up with this idea that we have to do this in this region, how do you assure that this could be a profitable market? Like how, and even to explain the investors that this is possible, what kind of I would say mock delivery system or how did you do that to make sure this will be possible with profit?
So I think it's not really targeted to Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. It is more targeted to middle income and lower income population living in any city. So if you look at even metros, 70% plus of the population would be middle income and lower income. If you look at Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, maybe 90% would be middle income, low income. So the model actually is not city specific or tier specific of city. It is more income strata specific. Now the problem there obviously is that the propensity to spend in that income group is low, and as a result of which your basket sizes are smaller. So if a high income family would order, they would order, let's say in terms of grocery, 2,000 to 3,000 per basket. Whereas if a lower income family would order, and typically if you look at Kirana orders, per bill value is actually 100 rupees. Now, even if you try to organize that whole space for middle income and a little lower to medium income, it would not be more than 500. So the problem statement, if you have to look at from a business perspective, is that how do you make the unit economics work at a 500 to 600 bill value, and that too for grocery, where the margins cannot go higher than 15% even at eternity. So I'm just stating your question in the right frame. So as to what the business problem here is, and to answer that, in fact, you have to do a lot of basically efficiency building on the supply chain side, on the operation side, which is the part from your warehousing to the end consumer. So in terms of doing that, so on the warehousing side, instead of order picking, we did batch management basically. So basically like a full colony of orders aggregated together, and hence bringing in more efficiency on the picking side. And we did not do packing at that point of time to save the cost. So basically, if there are 40 orders from one locality, all 40 orders would be clubbed and picked and given to a vehicle. So that saved a lot of your warehousing cost because of this whole batch packing mechanism or bulk packing mechanism. And on the delivery side, instead of having a direct rider, we used to pick up somebody from that locality who was interested in doing the delivery to his or her neighbors. And that basically reduced the last mile cost and first mile cost also, because one, for him or her, the houses were nearby, so his own travel time was reducing and hence the fuel cost. And second, he or she would know almost everybody and all the addresses. So time consumed to reach all the addresses and to deliver was also reducing, and hence the last mile cost was reduced. So a lot of innovations you need to keep. In fact, in whole of retail, wherever you see any good retail model picking up and scaling, operational efficiency is an extremely important part, and you have to keep fine-tuning on that part to match your unit economics.
Thank you very much. You will begin again. We love you, Sourjyendu, for the work you did. You are so inspiring for us. I mean, I'm getting inspired to, with the kind of words which you are speaking. Yeah. Next. Who is the next? Yeah. Introduce yourself from where? Yeah. What?
Hello, I am Saksham. I have done my BTech from IIT Patna and then MTech from IIT Kharagpur, and I have 3 years of work experience. So my question is, like, you are gradually expanding into various states in India. So how do you decide, like, whether demand feasibility, whether demand potential or supply chain feasibility? So which factors play a larger role in deciding which location to expand into?
So in the deal share model, I think demand is given. Grocery and daily needs for middle income and lower income population is existent everywhere in every state. So in front of us, always the big question are two: whether we will have the supply of local manufacturers and let's say private labels readily available in that state before we enter a state, and second, whether the team has the operational bandwidth to handle that location. So I think those were the two decision factors. In fact, we rolled back also some of the states very recently. So we were at 10 states, now we are at 5 states because the operational bandwidth of the team was getting challenged. So in the journey of a company, all these things also come into play.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Who is the next? Yeah. How much time you would like to take, Sourjyendu? I mean, how your time is scheduled?
I can take another 15-20 minutes, that's fine.
Oh, that's great. Give a hand here. 15-20 minutes. Yeah. How do you avail is your choice. Yeah. Who is that gentleman who is asking the question? Yash.
Yeah.
Yash Dongre.
Yash Dandge, sir.
And Dandge. Yeah, sure.
Hello, sir.
Dongre.
Hello, sir. My name is Yash Dandge. I've done my mechanical engineering from Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Mumbai. I'm a fresher. I have a very simple question. It's not very highly intellectual or something. It's just a simple question that, let's say I'm a 24-year-old right now, studying IIM Mumbai. So should I really want to do my own venture. I am very inspired to do that. But the thing is, should I work for 3 years, play it safe, think for more time, and then start something? Or should I, if any idea I have right now, I should work on that tremendously right now and start it by the end of my MBA? Like, that is one question I have, because obviously we are paying lakhs of rupees for MBA. So should I do job for few years and play it safe, or should I go for the risk? That's the question I have.
So one thing is for sure that entrepreneurs cannot think of playing safe. So that mindset itself cannot basically be attached to becoming a founder or a successful entrepreneur. So that will not work out. However, what is the right age or right basically stage of career at which you would want to start up is also basically never fixed. It is dependent on the person and more so on the conviction that the person has. So if you have a strong conviction on your idea and you know that you will be able to create a large business out of it or a sizable business at least, and you will be able to get supporters on your journey, you should know, I mean, there is no defined age or defined stage of career. It's purely based on your conviction.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I think, yeah, give a big hand, my dear, please. Yeah. I think SP Institute of Technology, we got a good number of students came to IIM Mumbai and they become entrepreneurs. I think I recall SPIT Maxon. Am I right, Sourjyendu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maxon is, I think he made it Magenta.
Correct.
He's also from SP.
Correct.
And an amazing gentleman. And after, again, working for top-class company, Siemens kind of a company, then he became an entrepreneur. It seems SP people have got this gene of, enterprise gene, I think they have got. That's great. Thank you very much. Who is the next person who is asking question? Who is that next?
You lost? Karan.
Yeah.
Karan के पास बहुत questions है. You read the question, otherwise. Yes,
Hello, sir. This is Karan Anvekar again. So I have been doing a lot of observations in this institute, and I came up with something which could solve some problems. So I was thinking of building an ERP system or selling an ERP system which was already existing and building the customizations within them for the particular customer which I'm catering to. So I just wanted to know how can ERP systems like these can help companies like DealShare and other things. So yeah, that's my question.
ERP, I mean, obviously it's not a very new tool. It's been there for years and most large organizations are dependent on that. The role of ERP is to basically integrate all the processes and give visibility to all the ends of the business. And any organization would need some robust ERP to run their day-to-day processes. I mean, DealShare is also similar to that extent. Every organization that I've worked with, because I've worked with large organizations and then created 2 entities, all of these have ERP as a standard requirement. Without that, no organization can run.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And anybody else? Next?
There are a couple of questions.
There are a couple more questions actually.
Yeah. You announce it. Yeah.
Speak louder.
Yeah. So what was your defining Eureka moment, the turning point that inspired you to step away from a long successful career and take the leap into the uncertain world of startups?
Like I said, inner conviction that that you can do it. And so this was always on my mind. But I think given that in our times, these kind of exposures of basically founders and startups creating new journeys and creating new entities was not there. It took me some time to reach to that conviction level. But at that time, when I basically moved from a corporate career to starting my own, I think that conviction level was reached.
Thank you. Yeah. Next.
So there is one last question in the Google Doc. So there was a mention of DealShare Dost model in our case. So what prevents Amazon or JioMart from replicating the model within 6 months? And if they do, how will DealShare tackle something like that?
Yeah, so I think there is a good amount of defensibility in that model because to basically create a good network of DealShare Dost, you need to go on ground and identify each Dost who is basically known decently in that locality and also is interested in doing the logistics part of the work. Just give me 1 second. I think there is some work that is happening. It will create noise. Just give me a second.
Sure, sure. Yeah, we'll close it in next 2-3 minutes, dear, once the answer is over. Get ready for it.
Yes, sorry, I think they were putting up some whiteboard in the office. So, I've asked them to come after 5 minutes. We can continue. So, I was talking about the whole, basically the groundwork requirement to create that model is the defensibility. Now, having said that, like I mentioned earlier also, that there is always a chance that people will copy a successful model, but that chance is much lower with an established organization copying a startup, and it is much higher with a smaller company or a new company copying that. The basic reason because is that if some company has already got established and is considered successful, they have become successful with their own thesis and their own model. So for a large company to move out of their own model and to start replicating a new model is rare to see. So that is the reason why there is lower chance of an Amazon or somebody of that stature to start copying that. But there is always a very good chance of a new startup or a smaller company copying that.
Good. Thank you. And this is going to the last question, my dear. Thank you very much. The last question is, professor's question. It will be definitely difficult for you.
Definitely.
The question is that if you join now 2026 as an MBA at IIM Mumbai, okay, you are getting an admission at IIM Mumbai 2026 June. Okay, how differently you feel you should study from 26, 28? This is the question. Yeah.
I think, and this question is really close to my heart. And in my new startup, I'm also basically trying to impact the education systems for at least people who are, or the kids who are interested in athletics, because there are a lot of problems for those kids also. Now, while they are linked, but let me answer your specific question. I think the more important part for all of Indian education system, including even the most reputed ones like IIM Mumbai, is to bring in more experiential learning than classroom learning. So
give a big hand for me. I mean, we are champions of it. Thoda जोर से देना यार. Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I think that basic, and especially we now have actually very good schools also in India. Mostly, if you look at like my kids are going to international IB board schools, where to a large extent they don't have books. All of it, most of it, like till, and my elder one is in 7th. Till now, I have seen her doing her own research and doing experiential learning. They are given topics. They are supposed to research. They are supposed to present and then exchange thoughts and develop their learning. I think that kind of experiential learning we need to bring in the Indian education system across all like levels. Obviously, there will be always some need for books and historical knowledge to be read. But as much as we can maximize the experiential learning part, it would be better.
Thank you very much. And it's our pleasure to have you here. Sourjyendu, big hand too, and we will take a leave from you. Big hand. Yeah.
Thanks, and it's always.
And along with me, there is a Professor Kotesh Rao. He is the incubation manager here. He takes care of he's the founder of this incubation center here. We are doing a great, I mean, the gentleman is doing an amazing work here.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm sure we'll get more enterprises out of the incubation center. Thank you very much. I've done. Professor Rao, you would like to speak anything, please?
Yeah. Thank you, Sourjyendu. We'll see you sometime physically here, and we'll take around to the incubation center also. And we'll see that your support also needed for your juniors as well as for the incubation center. You can invest in some of the ventures. So in next visit, definitely we can have a fruitful discussion.
Yes. Look forward to that. And
thank you. Thank you very much.
All the best, guys.
Thank you.